Hi guys, this is Nizaar Kinsella with the Bridge Briefing again. I'm just doing a little update here about the Champions League draw. So it's quite dramatic. It's Chelsea's first one since April 2023. Just checking my notes, got to make sure it's right. I was there. I remember Chelsea getting knocked out by Real Madrid in the Champions League quarter-finals at Stamford Bridge. It was a painful moment for Chelsea. It was a different Chelsea, really. They had Graham Potter as manager. He'd been sacked. He just got them through against Borussia Dortmund, rather. And the form in the league was so bad that Chelsea made a change. They went to Frank Lampard. It didn't really work as caretaker manager, but he remains a legend. But that period was very different. Now Chelsea revived. There's a bit of an uptick with Mauricio Pochettino, and the project was starting to stabilise. And now Maresca has taken them to fourth, qualified for the Champions League. Absolutely huge achievement. I can tell you that internally at Stamford Bridge, qualifying for the Champions League was the absolute, the absolute thing that they wanted most when they started the season last season under under Enzo Maresca. And yeah, he's gone and done it. He's gone and qualified for the Champions League, and Chelsea are back. It's been 2 years away. They had 1 year without Europe, and they had 1 year in the Conference League. They won that, obviously, last season. They won the Club World Cup as well, and that came actually from Thomas Tuchel winning the Champions League, getting them qualification in 2021. Chelsea were the first team in Europe to qualify for the Champions League, for the Club World Cup. First team to win the Club World Cup, and they've just been awarded. I've just been watching the stream. This is being recorded, by the way, before the draw. It's a long draw. It's kind of boring. You don't want to watch that. I'll watch it for you. But anyway, Chelsea won the Conference League last season. Then they became the first team to win all the European UEFA competitions, and they've just accepted an award. I've just watched COO President Jason Gannon accept that award in front of everyone in Monaco there. We're waiting for the draw. I'll send another video now after it, and then I might drop a few bits of transfer stuff, but to be honest, it's moving so quickly that I'm not going to go into it too deeply. It's more about the mood and all that kind of stuff, and at the end of the transfer window, I'm going to give you a massive sort of update on how everything went, what the numbers are, all this kind of stuff, so you don't have to read any articles, although do read mine. That's sort of it. But we'll look at the Champions League draw. I'm very excited about it, actually, because I'm excited that Chelsea will be back in Europe, back in the Champions League, back at the top table, and see where I can go and give you updates from. So, we'll be back. I'll update after the draw. This video has been recorded before, remember, and I'll be back. Just reacting to the Champions League draw, it's very interesting. I think from Chelsea's perspective, it was always going to be tough, wasn't it? Because Chelsea are back on the top table, as I mentioned earlier. But let's just run through it quickly. So Bayern Munich came out first. Chelsea will play away in Munich. Then the home top seed that they got is Barcelona, so they'll be coming to Stamford Bridge. They've got away trips to Napoli and Atalanta as well in Serie A, so fairly difficult there. Then home trips, visits for Benfica and Ajax to Stamford Bridge as well. Those sort of round off the more difficult teams. Then it drops down a little bit to Paphos, the Cypriot team, who have David Luiz on their ranks. I can't believe he's still going either, but what a player he was for Chelsea, and to a lesser extent Arsenal. He comes back to Stamford Bridge. That'll be an emotional homecoming. Hopefully he'll be available to play in that one. And then Chelsea have a very difficult one, I think, and this is low-key difficult, although they're one of the bottom seeds, is a trip to Azerbaijani side Karabakh. But you've got to think that that's a huge amount of distance Chelsea are having to do to travel there. So looking at it, and this is my only concern about Chelsea this season, is they've got quite a lot of travel involved. They've got more difficult games. I mean, if you remember last season, they rotated the team. Their best 11 played in the Premier League, and their sort of average 11 played in the their backup squad, the second string, whatever you want to call them, the less experienced players. They played in the Conference League. So Chelsea have these two very difficult competitions on the go at the same time now. Yes, Liverpool cope with it. Yes, Man City cope with it. Yes, Arsenal do. But Chelsea need to learn how to do that with these young players, this new group. And for me, this draw just serves to highlight that's going to be tricky now. Have Chelsea got a hard draw? Have they got an easy draw? It's tough to say because they've come in as top seed, but this new format, this league phase where they play 8 games against 8 different teams, is quite well balanced in general. Now you could argue they've avoided Real Madrid, but maybe Real Madrid are not as good as Barca these days. So yeah, it's a tricky one really. As you can see, I'm on the move here. A lot of travelling around in the last few days. I'm back to London now. I've been in Manchester for a few days now, back to London as well for the sort of Chelsea game against Fulham, and also the end of the transfer window is going to be huge. So yeah, just giving you a bit of an update on that. Like I said earlier, there will be more on transfers. Chelsea doing a lot at the minute. We don't know who they'll sign, but it's Garnacho, Firmin from Barcelona, and Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig. They're the 3 sort of forwards that they're looking at, and then outgoings is huge. And Nkunku, Jackson, where will they all end up? We're thinking Nkunku's going to end up at Milan at the minute, but let's see. And there's many more to come. So yeah, that's sort of an update from me on all the various goings-ons at Chelsea. But yeah, the Champions League draw, very excited. I just wanted to round off as well. I'm very excited to go to Napoli, one of the loudest atmospheres, if not the loudest, I've ever been to. Atalanta, never been to a game there. Munich, I've been to the city many times but never seen a game there as well. So for me, it's a good draw. And of course, I've been to Azerbaijan where Chelsea won the Europa League final, if you remember, against Arsenal. But I've never seen Karabag play away. Seen him play at Stamford Bridge though, by the way. Yeah, but never away. So yeah, it should be an interesting one. A lot of good players. You can never get tired of watching some of these guys. So yeah, the Champions League is going to be amazing. So yeah, keep following me, and there'll be more of this to come.